I'm actually filming this a day early. But, because I just finished watching Piney's video that she posted on Saturday. Yeah, I know I own this channel and I'm being a little behind on that. Oops. Forgot she had even been able to finally post one in a while because her camera doesn't always work. But, finished watching hers and she was talking about how the Monkees haven't been allowed into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And even though she said, I don't have anything to talk about, I think it was a good topic to talk about. Because it is a big controversial thing about the Monkees. On one hand, you have the people who look at it, they were manufactured, so they're nothing but, like, things like Big Time Rush. Like, people, like, I think I remember reading on Wikipedia that, like, their inspiration was the Monkees. It was a made-for-TV band, and it's, like, the songs are written for them, and they're just this group that are told to sing what they need to sing. And some people carry that mentality through. Even if, yes, they did end up gaining creative control after they kicked Don Kirshner out of everything. They just don't want to let go of the fact that it wasn't a real band to begin with. And then you have the people who say, well, they deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they overcame that, because, in a way, it was a symbol for rebellion, and rock and roll has been about rebellion since the start. I mean, think about Elvis and his, Elvis and his pelvis, or however people say that. Like, that was breaking out from what people had expected, and it was a rebellious thing. I mean, and it's just part of reasons as to why they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then you have the people who think, oh, well, it doesn't matter before or after creative control, their music was aimed for children. Like, I was talking to someone, like, I'm not going to mention her name, and she probably won't ever see this anyway, so, like, it matters. But I was asking her, because she has publicly voiced that there are 3 things she does not like to see on her dashboard. Sherlock, Glee, and the Monkees. And even though I follow her, I kind of had to wonder, why don't you like the Monkees? So I asked her, and she was all, but their music's all this bubblegum, kiddish pop. And I never really thought of it in that way, that it is music for kids, because it doesn't sound like it. It's kind of like this one booklet I have for one of the album booklets for the Beatles. There is more effort put into it than the pop market expects of them. And that's how I kind of think of it. The songs are better than what the kids market would expect, you can say. Like, you listen to a song like, for example, Daily Nightly, the first Moog synthesizer used on a pop record. They didn't have to do that. I mean, kids wouldn't care, but they did anyways, because they wanted to experiment musically. They didn't want to be a kids group, per se. And right there could be like another reason as to why they aren't, and again, why they should be, because they did put a lot of effort into their songs when they were allowed to. And, I think that the Monkees should be allowed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but maybe I'm just saying that because I'm a big fan and I'm very biased. I mean, they did do a lot to boost stuff. Like, I remember I was one time reading this article with 10 reasons why they should be. They boosted a lot of people's careers, not even just in music. I mean, different songwriters got out there. Harry Nilsson got popular because of them. Crap. Who's the one who wrote I'm a Believer? Can't remember. Dang it. If anyone can tell me, that would be lovely. I cannot remember right now. Curse me. Curse my memory. But like different songwriters owed their careers to the Monkees because they were the only ones really that were taking in the songs because everyone else was going the Beatle route. Let's write our own stuff. And even then, you got things like Jack Nicholson. His career helped boost somewhat because of Head. I mean, he hadn't really... I mean, he was still kind of starting out at that time, I believe. And there are just good reasons as to why the Monkees should be in there. But at the same time, I can understand why they're being kept out. I mean... But honestly, if you want to ask my opinion, if you think they're putting in a made-for-TV band into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to ruin it, going to, like, you know, oh, it's going to ruin the standards. Isn't Madonna in there? Since when is she rock? Honestly, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've heard of there people in there that aren't even rock, and then there are some artists that haven't been inducted yet that probably should be. I can't think of the ones right now, but there are. And it's a little weird as to how some artists just aren't yet, and then some artists are. But I'm kind of giving both sides here as to why they should be in there, why they shouldn't be, but I mean, it's all up to your opinion if you think so. I mean, if you're a Monkees fan but you don't think they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that's your opinion. Or if you're not really so much in the Monkees but you don't understand, again, your opinion about this, I guess.